Hello, I'm Birgitta Linhart and I work as an artist in Luleå and have done so for the last 25 years or so, 27. And I started working with land art in different ways 25 years ago. My friend, she was saying, nagging me that I should participate in a symposium that was called Transparent Symposium of Art. We were 8 artists from Norway, Sweden, Finland and Russia, and we went around the whole Barents region with a bus, like a rock and roll group, making land art with people from the different village or smaller towns that we came to. And that's when I really started with land art, and I wanted to learn more about land art and how to work with it. So I arranged a workshop for artists, and I hired Timo Jokela, who some of you know. He's worked as a professor at the Rovaniemi Art School, and we had a workshop, and I kind of understood how you could work with it in different ways, and pretty much directly after that I started to get workshops with land art, and ever since then I've been working with groups, having them like in villages or school groups, or for a health reason, that like people who are long-term sick, burned out, or just like, business groups. And also I do indoor work with nature material like this one. And this is from my exhibition that I opened last Sunday in Norway in a gallery called Adde Zetterqvist Gallery. It's in Junkedal, Saltdal, something like that. And you go Arjeplog straight over there, like a half an hour before you get to Bodø. And this was a piece that I made from a recycled from my exhibition before that, and it's made with a tree beard. You know, the when you find in the forest that hangs on the trees. I had been collecting. I have materials from like 20 years back that I collect, and then I find use for them. And so it's tree beard and also firefox. You know, the red flowers that lives or grows in the ditches, and they get white flowers or like white fluff in the fall. You know which one I mean? It's called mjölkört, and in Swedish we call it rallarrosa. So this is made from that. And I wanted to, my exhibition, I wanted to talk about the people's need for more and more, and the pride you can take from using the nature and resources in any way possible. And I called it the proud trophies and the insects omättliga, never full. What is that in English? Or never full, hunger for more and more. And so if you can see, it's like I made a shape of a animal skin that has been pulled out, so the whole world map can be shown. And so the white parts is showing the land masses of the world, and the tree beard is following the ocean streams. So in the middle you can see the Gulf Stream coming out there. And it's about 10 by 4 meters, the whole piece. And the wall was kind of leaning like this, so I felt like when you look at maps or when you go to lookouts or stuff like that, then they have like a map and show you everything, and it was like a good place for a map. And in this exhibition I also had other pieces, smaller pieces on the wall that reflects on the trophy part. But I look at it like you take the skin out of the world and then you place it on the wall and you're very proud. On the left side there is like a scalp made out of spruce needles, you know, the Christmas tree needles. But these are from Norway, in this place where I will talk more about later. And so I glue needles on thread for weeks and weeks and months. And I'm thinking of it as you take the scalp from the forest and you present the numbers for you, and you're so proud of all the clear cuts. I don't know how it is in Finland, but in Sweden we have a lot of clear cuts. Sometimes you can't see them as much because they leave forests near the roads, but the inland is just clear cuts, and there is no way for the reindeer and the other animals to live on anything. And here is a, how do I keep it from going? Yeah. So it's from my the exhibition before that, that was in Havre Magasinet, Land County Art Hall. And I made this drawing with charcoal on the wall of a tree root. And there, oops, sorry. Okay, so now you know. It's the name is tic-tac-toe. And I chose the tic-tac-toe name for a reason. It was the game where you have circles and crosses.
Yep.
And you do this game. And I wanted to like make a picture of the world. Like this is like the Mother Earth on the wall, like a god. Because the room was very much like it felt like it could be a church with all these pillars. So I placed those two games of tic-tac-toe in front of it, like it would be the altar, and to show like the people's instead of putting offers on the altar, you play games instead. And around these games and the wall, I had 10 stretches, you know, when you carry sick people. And they were with this tree beard and the firefox. And it's like a scream for help, but also like the world is asking for help, but it also can help. Like you can lay in the stretches or you can be the help. And yeah, what else? And then you saw before that like something hanging. It was like a heart shape with roots that I had burned. So it was like a reflection on the world's. It was the world's heart, and it's burned. That went very fast, but I hope you yes. And then, so I will jump back and forth between my own work and the work that I do in workshops, and also like site-specific work that I do for my own. And here was actually in Ekeslumpolo, and I worked with a group of villagers that they're very concerned about the mining that might start there, and they have the national park next to it, and a beautiful forest around there. And they can see all the value of the forest and what will happen to the nature around there. And they wanted to tell the story about this. And the way I work with the groups is that we decide from what they want to tell. If when I come in in a village, we discuss what is it that they want to tell about their village, and it can be about what has been the business in the village, or a special place, or something historical that happened, and here they wanted to express how the nature was so important to people, and how what it meant to everyone for their souls. And we found these trees that had fallen down from the big wind that had happened a couple of years before. And so we used them and dug out all the soil, and we placed them in the forest. And place them in a way that they could speak to each other, that the roots would reach each other. And we placed 2 stones so they would be, you could sit there and also feel the connection as a human. And after this I heard that some other artist has been doing something in between there also, like continue the work. The next year after that, I was invited to do my own piece also, and I continue on the theme of the roots, but here I made it into a dining table as like you sit there and you are supposed to eat, but the feeling of the roots are so strong that it feels like it's eating or questioning you. Why are you going to eat me? Like it's a little bit aggressive feeling to it, and yeah, it was a picture of how we use the forest or the food source and everything in such a easy way. We just take, and then if the nature would say like, okay, it's enough, then it would be this. This was in Savonlinna. I was invited there 2 years. You know where Savonlinna is? Yeah? And this was actually before the exhibition at the Havre Magasinet with the coal drawing, and I wanted to do this work for like with a person sitting on their knees, like a pray, and in front of this root that I had burned. And I felt like, oh, it's too small, I need to make it bigger. And that's why I made it charcoal on the wall of the same root as I have here, to really make this feeling of the earth's cry for help. I don't know, it's supposed to be much clearer.
Yeah, what is happening?
I don't know. Do I have a bad connection here, maybe?
Maybe. No, it's clear.
Okay. Yeah. So. The year before that was 2021, or 20 maybe. It was just when the COVID had come, and I was invited to Savonlinna, which was a lot of testing before in the costumer and all that, the whole time I was there, and I wanted to do like a reflection on that, so I made this butterfly, with my son as a model because I carved out in the bedrock. He's sitting in this position, so it's down, but in the picture it looks like it's up. It's like that, and you know, you have heard the expression butterfly effect.
Yes.
And it really felt like that. We heard about this, okay, it's coming from China, and then it was in our part. And it went so fast, so I thought of this butterfly effect, and I wanted to use my son because it felt like if it was an innocent thing that happened, my son could be more representative for this thing than a grown-up person. So this is what I used to do before I had children. I have a son. And I was working with big stone sculpting, and I was doing a theme of children. And I'm not doing this kind of big sculptures nowadays because I need to be home with my child in the summer. This is kind of work that you work from every day from May till October. And I do smaller work nowadays. And these are 3 sculptures that sit in a park in the suburbia of Haparanda. But because I have this stone sculpting background, I use that a lot in my land art workshops in the villages, which is really a great thing to use because when we work in stone, we can engrave it in a way that it just makes it into a now it's done piece feeling. Here it is in the park. It's a small child that are praying, and then there is one that are looking up in the sky, just happy. And then one is hugging itself as more like an older, like a teenager. So here is one of the workshops I've had. We worked up on a mountain, a really beautiful mountain, and from a long discussion what we should do, back and forth. It took a long time. We met many times to decide what we should do. And it was just a coincidence that one of the boys that was with us had a little spider in his box. And then we looked at the spider, and then this lady, Susanne, said, "Oh, look at that, it looks like a spider." And then we kind of, okay, now we know where we're going. So we made this big spider and a snake up on the mountain with on the bedrock. And today it's broken. But it was lasting for quite many years. I think it's like maybe 15 years ago we did this. Put horns like from an animal, and like this white stones that we found nearby as thorns. It looked a bit mean. But it's not. I don't think that I have to work with nature material when in the village. If they want to do something else, I'm ready to do it. In this village, they have like a network with all the village around it, and it's very strong. And they have like an organization for it, and they're very proud of it. And they feel like all this squabbling between villages, like who is better, or they wanted to show like we are really wanting to be working together as a group. We are stronger as villagers if we work together. And that was something they really wanted to show. So we found this old house base just standing there. So we thought, okay, let's use that. And we carved out the area, but only the rivers, not the roads. And then we made little holes for where we placed the stones in like where all the villages were. So it would be like an interactive game. So they could like, okay, where is the village now? And they have to like put the stones in the right place. And to just make it into more like a painting or a picture, we added on like fish and a crane and the directions, and up there is like it's a Same symbol for the sun, and there is a few. The last stone is the Same village, so we wanted to integrate that too. And in this village they have so many nationalities, it's unbelievable. How, I think it was 25 or 26 different countries that are represented in this, that actually lives there. They didn't add on all the ones that just have like a summer house or something like that. They actually live there. And it's a very big town, village. But, and they wanted to do this globe to just show like how much they appreciate all these different nationalities, and that they are welcome there. They had also a refugee center that for a while, and they were really a village that took care of all their refugees. And all these flags are made in enamel, so it would last longer, and they get really brilliant colors from the enamel. So in this project, we had a school that shaped all the metal. We had two welders that put it together, and we took down forest. A lot of my workshops is about cleaning also. Like we just clean up the space so it has more of a nicer feeling to it. We can take away all garbage signs and stuff that just are no use anymore. Or we might take down a few trees or bushes to make it more in a nice way. So it's like a part of the job to do that. And so we did that a lot, and then I made those flags for this project. So I feel like I'm open to find a different solution, not just to do like, okay, now no, we're going to do nature only. It's really not fun. I just like to go where they want to go. That's more fun. And this village, they had to take down a few birch trees because they were rotten. So we decided to use those trees that had to be taken down to make sculptures of them. And so this one we took down and shaped it, and then we burned it into this like it is now. And then we placed them. Oops, no, sorry, I don't have that picture. But they made like an heart out of horseshoes that was placed in the middle there. It was very pretty. And this village had those stones that are for grinding corn. And they were just laying next to their community house in the grass. They were almost disappeared in the grass, and they wanted to bring them out and give them a better place. So we went to get another stone to have like a backdrop. We did a lot of cleaning, of course, and we dug out so we had a good foundation for it, and we placed all those stones, and we then carved in the text and in their local dialect that are not so used today. But it tells when the western wind is blowing, the corn will dry. And everyone got to try the stone tools, and yeah, it's fun that to actually make an imprint in a stone that looks so hard. It's inspiring for people. And then we made like this corn shape, and we put the real gold, like 23.8 karat gold into it. And this is the piece. And this summer they have this like a week full of things happening, and we will have an opening. And every time I have an opening, I make sure that we have like the kommunalråd, like the mayor or some other really important person that can come and do the opening, and we have someone talking about the project, and we make a big deal out of it, and we call the newspapers and make a real opening. And this whole thing of working in this way, like it makes it so much like so much pride in their village for having a piece like this. So this village and another village who have been working on a map, a gigantic map in metal. We've been indoors working with finding out what all the very old buildings has been, and where everything has, like all businesses has been in the village, and it's important things for when you live in a small village to make it correct and as nice as possible. So this is what I'm working on now, and until 25. It's I was invited by Adde Zetterqvist, where I have my exhibition now. They have a nature reserve, and then follows with a national park above it. And 1930 something, the government in Norway said, okay, now you have to plant trees. We want to be a rich forest industry in Norway too, like in Finland and Sweden. And they forced them to plant these spruce trees up on the hillsides. And they are not coming from this area, so they cannot reproduce. And they just get really thick, and they kill everything, and kill every other kind of forest that are around. And this was going on until 1980 something. And this is how it normally looks like. It's a very like birch trees and pine trees that are growing like this, and it's like a big meadow going up the hill. And with global warming, it's going to be they're going to spread, but they need 2 years to actually bloom and start spreading. But if we are heading that way, this is not going to be existing anymore. So they started to bring out the forest with a helicopter for some time with EU money, and which is kind of crazy near the national forest like this. So that just went on for a while in one part. And then when they changed the national park boss, he said, okay, let's try another way. We harm the tree in different ways, so they die in different time, and see what happens. And he called in 2 universities in Norway, that biologists that do research for 5 years now, but they will continue probably, and count insects and plants and see what happens. And so this is how it looks like when they harm the forest. Some are cut down, some are just cut through or on the sides. And this way is kind of controversial to do this to the forest. And there is so much to think about this. Is it really good to waste forests like this? Could you not do anything else with it? And is this tree now something that we should not want? And you can make parallels with how are we looking at with people, who is allowed to be here or not, and it's the people who lives there, what do they think about this? And so there is so much to use for an art research. And so when I was asked to be part of this, I asked a friend of mine that works at the Rovaniemi University, Maria Huchmaniemi, maybe you know her, and I asked her, do you want to be in this? And she said yes, and we applied money from Nordic Culture Fund, and we got it, and she brought in 3 of her master and doctor students, and then we invited also 3 more artists from Norway. So now we are a big group that will have exhibitions we will start having an exhibition in June next year in Norway, and then it will be shown in Rovaniemi, and then in Sweden in Havremagasinet. And in this exhibition all the artists will make like an art piece or more to reflect on this, and we meet each other. It will be 3 times in this fall. We have met 1 week each time in this place, and then next June we will have the exhibition. And in the exhibition we will also have like an presentation of the biologists' work also. So we have both to show. Here they do this. This is where the insects fly into this plastic, and then they go down into bottles with some liquid that then a person who can count insects even from just a glob is doing that. And then they have these squares with lines to count which kind of plants are growing in different areas. So they do research both in the areas where the helicopter has been and where there is no other forest, just a natural forest that was there from before, and then from the area where they have done these cuttings, and then there is a few areas where they have just left this spruce forest. Epi, maybe you know, he's from Oulu? No, he's a photographer, and he is one of Maria's doctoral students, and then Johannes and Tommy. I thought you maybe know them, so I thought I'd put them in here. Oh, here it came, the horseshoe thing. I managed to get it. I think that's the last one. Yes. So, do you have any questions?
Are you always working together with the village people? When you go somewhere, when you are talking, we were doing, so they were...
Yes, I show you many of the works that I've done with the villagers, because it's one of the most fun work I have, is to do that. And I am quite supported by the region and communes in my region for doing this kind of work.
I have to ask something in Finnish. Siis ymmärsinkö mä oikein, että siellä Norjassa on istutettu kuusia siihen rinteeseen? Ja sitten kun istutettu semmoisia, että ne ei siellä kasva ja nyt ne hakataan niitä ja tapetaan. I had to ask about this.
Niin, että ne valtaa muulta tilaa.
Niin.
Tämä on vasta alkuperäisen puuston siellä kasvillisuudessa.
I had to ask about this forest, how they did how they planted the wrong kind of trees and now they are cutting it and hurting them.
Yes.
I had to ask if I understood it right because it sounds like what the hell.
Yes, but you know, today if they would be going to actually take them and use them for forest industry, they have to make roads,
Yeah.
which is not, there is not money enough for that. And when they planted it, it was horse and wagon. So there is roads, but they are like for a horse and one tree or so. But today there is no money in it. So
all those projects you have been in have been bigger projects, or are they your own projects?
The ones I have shown here,
Yeah.
most of them are where I have applied money and I have been the project leader and the artistic leader for the project. And the ones I have done I have only done one workshop in Finland, and it was then I was asked to come and do it, and someone else was the project leader.
Nej, jag bara känner Maria, hon är alltså min professor. Så nej, jag bara tänkte att hon är med i så många projekter så jag bara känner henne alltså.
Ja, och hon var med i Äckelslompolo också.
Jo, varför där?
Så Maria har jag, maybe English or Swedish? I have met Maria through the years for many years. I don't know how long, but maybe 25 years, I don't know exactly. So, and then I know her from a long time, and I thought that she would be interested in this because I know that she likes to work with the environmental subject.
Activism,
Yeah.
actually,
Yes.
yeah. She's very keen on that.
Yeah, next summer you will come to Pikinenporku, to Pikisaari.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So I will be shown around in the area here, so I can get an idea of what I should do.
Yeah. Very nice.
The stone imprint in the ground and that I made from the butterfly, it's actually from a series of that I call meeting places, and it's like between human and nature, and then I try to branch it out in different ways, but it's kind of have the same theme with the imprint of a human. And there is one in E that I made, I think it's 10 years ago.
Yeah, I have seen it.
You have seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. I went by there now when I came to just look at it and see if it was okay.
I've seen it too. And actually I remembered that I was there in the opening then.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
Sorry, I don't remember.
Yeah, well. Because, yeah.
Yeah. When I came to E, they said, oh, you can do anything you want. You can do anything. You can use this stone and you can take it wherever you want. And then I come there and there is a sign that says, this is where this priest was burned. And on this stone, in its screams was heard from all over. And I was like, oh my God. I cannot do anything to this. I cannot take it away. I need to make my story and this story to be apart, both. And so I made this big key instead of what I had planned, and the imprint was working fine because it was an imprint of a person, and he was burned on this stone. So I'm not sure if this was the actual stone, but it's there to tell the story. And then I thought that the key could be a key for something else, like the key to the nature, or and I called the work for to Stargate. So could be to the stars or to the nature, either way.
So inviting Birgitta to Beginner Polku next summer is part of this Beginner Polku goes to Oulu 26 thing. So it's on osa.
Yeah.
Thank you.